Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. The FBI almost certainly knows that there were more people involved than just the initial suspect. Before entering the tunnel, this is an NBC News article. Before entering the tunnel, we know now Tyler Robinson, the suspect paused at the top of the stairs and pulled out what appeared to be a cell phone from his right pocket. He then made his way to the LOSEE Center. You can look now and see this is from CNN right here. You can see him on top of the LOSEE Center, which is the building, and you see him running away after he committed the most heinous, despicable, evil, monstrous crime. And so then you have the issue here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching it along with you. The issue here is that how on earth did he know? How on earth did he know that that building would face not only directly in front of Charlie Kirk in terms of a line of sight, but regarding the logistics, who told him that would be the building? Let's just say you think, well, that's obvious. He knows the campus, and he knows that the elevated perch or the elevated position on that LOSEE Center would be a direct line of fire to Charlie Kirk. Well, okay, but how did he know that Charlie Kirk would be right in front of that building? The question is, how does he know this? Is he also part of the event planning where he knows where Charlie Kirk is sitting? He knows where the tent will be. He knows, and this is all that day. Ladies and gentlemen, who was involved? And I'm just speculating, and I'm sure the Federal Bureau of Investigation almost certainly understands this. Who was involved in coordinating or looking at the event planning and helping the assassin who committed the most evil, barbaric, atrocious, insidious, diabolical act? Who was involved? Well, that's a question. That's a rhetorical question. The FBI knows. There were Discord messages. They were on a Discord server, and we know now that the roommate, there was also issues pertaining to now the story regarding the roommate. The roommate is innocent at this moment of anything, but there's a possible motive, okay, linked to possible motives of Christian school children losing their lives recently in schools. But if you look 200 yards, about 130, it was about 130 yards away, 140 yards away. That day, and hear me out if I'm taking too long to explain my thought process, who did the assassin decide that day, that moment, that he is going to go on top of the roof of a building named the LOSEE Center, and that will be just a perfect line of sight to where Charlie Kirk was sitting, because he just happened to look that day and coordinate everything within the hour or 2 hours? And also, why did he take out his cell phone, which is what I talked about in the beginning? So he takes out his cell phone, and you just I read that from an NBC News article at the beginning of this video. 200 yards away, how did he know that would be the perfect line of fire or line of sight to take Charlie Kirk's life? Well, if the answer is, well, it's obvious, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. The building is located right in front of where Charlie Kirk was speaking. But there are two scenarios then. If you're looking here and you're seeing the top of that building where the assassin was perched, and then pointing to about 140 yards away where Charlie Kirk was. Did the assassin A, have a number of people at the university, students, help him on Discord conversations or other social media sites, explain to him, event coordinators, maybe obviously not Turning Point, but people associated or who knew that Charlie Kirk would be at a specific location of the campus, and that, okay, he's going to be right in front of a specific building. If you really want to take this man's life, you then have to, at this certain time, go up top on the building. So did he get all the information? Did he get logistics and help coordinating this evil act from other people? Or did he that day, I know this might be a boring video for some, but do you think that day he just said, oh, I'm going to go on top of a roof, I see Charlie Kirk, I know that building, the LOSEE Center, is right in front of Charlie Kirk, I'm then going to go up top of the building and you see the following. Then commit the evil act, then run, and then you have the Discord chats where, and I talk about the DNA samples or the DNA on the towel, on the scope of the rifle itself, the fact that his roommate's DNA is almost certainly on clothing and a whole bunch of other things, possibly the rifle as well. But what I don't understand is, and this was with President Trump's assassination attempt as well, it's absurd to think that day the assassin decides, oh, I'm just going to jump on a roof. This roof has a clear line of sight, and then I will try to take the life of, the individual that that the left-leaning person doesn't want to exist. It makes no sense at all. So if you look right here, someone almost certainly had to inform the assassin of, or there had to have been at least a planning on his part long before the event. But if there was planning on his part long before the event, he would have had to have known where Charlie Kirk was situated. There's no way for anyone to know where Charlie Kirk would have been would have been sitting, where that tent would have been, unless they had some access to either the event planning or the campus or faculty or students. I'm not implicating or saying anyone was involved. I'm saying it is feasible that somebody on that campus notified or helped in the logistics. So we have the roommate now with a specific motive who gave the the Discord messages. Robinson's alleged incriminating text to Twiggs were also sent on Discord, according to the affidavit. Okay, so you have messages where he's talking about hiding the weapon, placing the weapon in a towel, a whole bunch of things that we talked about in the segment prior to this one. But my question, and this is a question to everyone watching in the comments section, give me your thoughts. You think he planned it that day, or do you think that he was given help? It's 10 minutes of me asking the same question. But I mean, this is about 140 yards, not 200 yards. You think that day Tyler Robinson allegedly that day went on the roof and said, okay, that's a clear line of sight? Or who gave him the information of where Charlie Kirk would be? Hit subscribe to this channel right now. The FBI almost certainly knows the answer.